Hey guys, as you can probably tell, this is not our normal setup, and that's because this is not a normal situation. We've had some issues lately. Well, let me just say, things are bad, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll be fine. No need to worry about me. All you really need to know is, well, my friends found out that I'm a FNAF fan, and so they called the police, because, apparently, I had no idea, apparently being a FNAF fan is a very, very bad thing, and I have reason to believe that they are going to be coming after me very, very soon, but it's okay. I've hidden out here. I should be fine. I have this PNG of a gun here, so I should be safe. Stupid police, always enforcing the law. Now, you're probably wondering, why is it so bad to be a FNAF fan? And I'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to make sure you guys all know that I can probably hide out under here for at least a couple days. I think I'll be fine for now, until, the heat dies down, and I can, rebuild a new life. I'm trying to come up with, like, a new name, a new alias, so that I can, go undetected and stuff. If you guys have any idea for, like, a new name I could use, let me know. Right now I'm thinking Steve Harvey. But regardless, I should be fine. I have some rations here that should last me at least a day. Pretty healthy as well. I think that this should be good for now. But anyway, as for the question that you're undoubtedly all wondering, how could things get so bad? What's so wrong with being a FNAF fan? And, well, let me tell you, a whole lot. It probably started way back in 2014, when the very beginning of this fandom was at hand, and, FNAF was still trying to come up with an identity for itself. We still didn't really know, who we were, what this game was, and we were all trying to figure these things out as we go, because FNAF was, at the time, one of the biggest indie games there was. And being an indie game is a lot trickier than, a massive company kind of deciding these things for themselves, because you have one guy, and he's trying to figure this whole thing out as he goes. Pretty much as soon as FNAF started, and before the first sequel even came out, FNAF 2, well, let's just say a negative opinion had already been formed by a lot of people about the community. To many people, the game was actually kind of bland, and people had a lot of problems with it. The main one that people started to notice first was that it just isn't really as scary as other games on the market. It advertises itself as a horror game, but I find that it doesn't really focus on being scary all that much, and that was a problem for a lot of people. Okay, cool. What happened next, though, was interesting, and that's the problem that we're talking about today. The fans. 9 out of 10 FNAF fans are great people. That should be enough, but there's a loud minority of people who have overtaken the fan base, or so we've heard. The first major problem is the children. Apparently. Now, I have no problem with children being in a fan base. I think that people of any ages can enjoy something, but other people seem to have a different problem, and I'll admit the children in the fan base do get a bit irritating at times. In other words, I just love bullying children. The point is, these are actually kind of good. The point is, FNAF is a game that's mainly targeted towards teenagers and young adults. And so when you see kids in the fan base, one, it makes sense because a lot of these characters are animal characters, and that's going to be naturally appealing to children, especially when the merch of the series looks like this. But people still found themselves kind of annoyed that children were so prominent in the fan base, because, let's face it, children are just kind of... Children online can be... They can be children. Most people are totally fine with children being in this community, But then there's some people who just don't see it that way, especially people, ironically, outside of the community. There's tons of children in the community, and every day you'll see fan art made by children, song covers made by children.
We're waiting every night to finally romanticize.
And just all sorts of children participating in the fan base, and that's not usually a problem, except to some people. And that leads them to have kind of a negative impression of the fan base, which is half of the reason why I'm down here hiding from the police. The second reason that I'm down here, and that I'm ashamed to be a FNAF fan, is that apparently FNAF is a dead game. Now, I don't really understand this. I mean, the Security Breach trailer came out just a while ago, and it got almost as many views as some of the biggest games coming out for the PS5, including Spider-Man and Harry Potter, and so I just don't really get how people can say that FNAF is a dead game. Yeah, it's gotten a lot less views than it used to on YouTube, but the community is still thriving. I'd say only the people who thought it was just a fad have left so far, and all the die-hard fans are still here. And judging from the trailer views, we still have millions of people checking out the series. Regardless, tons of people think FNAF is dead, and therefore it's uncool to like FNAF. And that's the second reason why I'm here, hiding from the police. Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I mean, I'm almost out of chocolate chips, and after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, the more I talk to you guys about this, the more I realize it's crazy to treat a whole fan base the same as you would treat one of its members. I mean, most of the people in the FNAF community are perfectly good people, and even if there are a few bad apples, that doesn't mean that the whole community should be something that I shouldn't be proud of being Just because there are a few bad apples doesn't mean that this community isn't something that I should be proud of being a part of. You know what? I think I just need to face the consequences and show everyone that I am a FNAF fan, because that's nothing to be ashamed of. Never mind. Hey, Chewie, I'm gonna record, okay? Chewie, can you... Oh, guys. Oh, Chewie, can you go? No, go away. Here, that should last me at least a day. Pretty healthy as well. I think that this should be... I think that this... Most people in the community... Chewie, go, Chewie, go away, Chewie. Most people in the community are totally fine with kids being in this community. Most people are totally fine with kids being in this community. Hi, Chewie. Hi. Hi, Chewie. Hey. Okay. Bye-bye now.